Hi, this is Kristen, and I just wanted to share with you my December Fauxbonichi journal. And I need to apologize for my dog. She's asleep here next to me, and she is snoring a little bit. So I apologize if that comes through in the background. So, first of all, I always use a composition book. At least I have so far. I started doing these back in August, and I plan to go back and make some videos about those as well. But since we just started a new month, I just wanted to share what I did last month. And usually I do 2 months in each journal, and I had done October, November in the same journal, and I wanted to be able to end on, in December and then start a new journal in January. So I decided, since December has Christmas in it, that I would need some extra pages anyway. So I just made December for the whole journal. So in the front page here, I should probably blur that out. I'll have to figure out how to do that. I have my schedule for when I work. I have a part-time job as an accompanist at a school. So that's what these days the schedule is for. And then I teach piano lessons in the afternoons. So I have that written here too, so I can easily refer to them. My school has A days and B days, and every week it changes. So I lose track of what I'm doing what day. So I need to have it here. And then I wanted to have a vision board on this page. And in November, I actually made one on Canva with lots of graphics, and I pasted it in. And I was planning to do the same thing for December. And I made a list of all the things I wanted to find pictures of, but I never got around to actually finding the pictures and making the board. But that's okay. It still has my ideas here of what I wanted December to look like, or what December meant to me. And then I have my monthly spread here with the basics of what was going on that month. And then I've got a page for my December goals, and I just traced around washi tape to make these circles. And then if I completed those goals, I put a little heart next to them. And I was really pleased that I completed most of my goals. There was just a couple things I didn't get to. This page, I tried to do a Christmas countdown, doing, kind of laying out what I should be doing each day, but I didn't actually follow it. A lot of things took longer than I thought. So I'm not sure I would do this again because it was kind of useless after a point. So. And then I just had a couple pages where I could write Christmas notes about gift ideas and food ideas. And I probably could have written more in here, but I ended up writing more on the day-to-day pages and also in my notes section in the back. And then here I had a space for where I could write what gifts I actually gave people and then what gifts I received. And I would check them off as I got the thank you note written. And then I saw a cute idea of doing a Christmas care bingo of different things I could do to just kind of take care of myself, do nice things for myself during the holiday season. I didn't actually fill in all the boxes or really use this, but it was a nice idea. But I probably won't do that again next year. And I just had a page where I was going to write my favorite holiday songs, and I ended up like making favorite holiday albums instead, like, or playlists that I found on YouTube, or CD albums that I had. Down here I put some favorite Christmas movies. These are the ones I actually watched this year. I didn't see a lot of the classics that I usually do, but I thought it'd be fun to still have a reference to come to next year. And I was intending to draw a bunch of Christmas doodles that I could refer to later in the book if I needed to put some doodles in some extra spaces. But as you can see, I didn't actually get around to doing that. And this is where I put my AM routine and my PM routine. And this time I drew it out like what do you call a flow chart, and kind of worked my way. Instead of having little boxes to check, I just had this little tag that I would move from, and each box was like a different room and what I did in that room. And so I would use this sometimes. I use the morning one much more than I did for the evening one. The evening, I am just kind of, my brain is tired and I don't even think about this page. And then later it's like, oh yeah, I really should follow that. um, anyway, and then this is my first week layout. It actually has an extra day. It has 8 days in this week because I wanted to start it on December 1st, but I like going normally from Monday through Sunday. And then this layout was for my goals for that week, my health goals, house, creative, business, finances, and others. And I tried to put my essential ones that were the most important to do each week up at the top, and then the other secondary goals underneath. And I just filled in the boxes if I got them done. I normally do a menu page, but I forgot, so I just added a flap in here where I wrote down my menu ideas. And then here I've got my daily pages, and what I did this time, I think you call these Dutch doors. I cut each page in a graduated way. Actually, I kind of started with the last one at the end of the week, put tape on the edges there, and then moved it in a little bit for this page and trimmed that off. Then I moved it in a little bit more for this page, trimmed that off, and so forth. So you kind of get this really pretty effect. But I was discovering that, the smallest page doesn't have a lot of room to write on. You're losing like half of the page to that decoration. So I decided not to do that after this point. But it was, and plus it was pretty time consuming. It took a while. So, but it was fun to try. And then each day I would have a timeline on the left side of what my schedule was, and then some to-dos, usually my menu here, and just some events that happened that day or that I wanted to talk about. So let me just flip through these days, and sometimes if I had a little ephemera thing, I would stick it in there. This was a concert that I played for at my school. So, see by Kristen P. in there. Another little tag here. Okay, and I also like to put the weather up here and also how long I slept, because I've been trying to get to bed early and keeping track of what helps me sleep better. Okay, making some kefir. This was a church dinner that I helped decorate for. Yeah, I've got a little photo printer that I use to make these little photos. So for each of these spreads, I try to leave a 3-inch square because the photos come out 2x3, and I don't know whether they're going to be horizontal or vertical. So I didn't always remember to do it, or sometimes I would put a sticker in there or something else. Or if I had a lot to talk about, I would just fill it up with words. Oh, here's something I did draw, some candles down here. and this too. So when I did have extra space, I did try to put a doodle in there. And here we come to Sunday again. Okay. And then at the end of the week, I do a couple pages for reflection. And the first page is what went well that week. And sometimes I just make a list of all the blessings that happened that week. And then the next page is what to improve. And I often start filling this in the middle of the week as things happen. It's like, oh, I want to remember to do something better next time. I'll go ahead and write it then while I'm thinking of it. But I'll set this up in advance so that I reserve these pages for that purpose. And then we start with the next week. I've got a similar layout. This time, instead of just having one page for goals, well, no, last time I did the columns for goals, and this time, and I had the different categories. So this time I decided to have one page be my primary goals that were really important to get done that week, and then a place where I could write secondary goals. And I say here, refer to last week's goal list because it was so long. I didn't want to rewrite it all. But I figure writing out the most important things were more likely to get those done. And then, so this week I did not do the Dutch doors. I just did what I normally do and just put some washi tape on each side. I like to have these two sides matched, but then each day is a different color. This is a watercolor poinsettia I painted. This is another one from my photo printer. This one I just printed on regular paper on Canva with my printer. Here's another concert I played for. Was experimenting with a fountain pen here. I've got some space here. I should put a doodle in here. This is my dog, Molly. And then when I got Christmas cards, I tried to tape them in near the day that I got them. Sometimes if I get several in one day, like this one I actually got on the 15th, but I just thought, I don't know why this is crooked. I thought it just matched this layout nicely. So I put it on this page. And there's another card. This day I got together with my sisters. There's 4 girls in our family and my mom. And our birthdays are all in the fall or winter. Most of them are in the winter. I think I'm the only one in the fall. I'm in October, and then we've got 3 people in December and 1 in January. So we usually have a joint birthday party in December to celebrate them all together. So that was really fun. So that's why this says happy birthday, even though my birthday's in October, because we celebrated it in December. So this is another reflection page. And I just thought this card went with these colors so well, even though I got it the day before. Here's another birthday card I got that day. And this is so cute. This came with a fuzzy patch on it that you just peel off. And that's why it's a little rough here. But I peeled that off and I put it on the cover of one of my sketchbooks. So here's a family picture. I had an extra one that I printed out, so I put it here. And this is the next week. And I did go ahead, I went back to my categories again for my goals and put essentials on the top here and secondary ones. Well, I called them waiting to get done. And I don't know if you can see it, but I misspelled it here. I left out an L. And I've decided that if I misspell something, I just leave it and not worry about it, because this is just for me. It's for my benefit. I'm sharing it with others, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And I would rather not have things scribbled out and made it more obvious that there was a mistake there. So I usually just leave it. And then this was the last week of piano lessons before Christmas break. So I've got a lot of cards from my students. And I just love these homemade cards. They are so cute. Thank you, if you can see this. Thank you, Ms. Peden, for teaching me piano. Now I know the keys. I love it. And some of my other students here. More little cards from them. This is a card from the school district because I work there. And this is one of my students. We record our Christmas songs and I have them dress up in Christmas outfits. And he had this funny beard with the glasses. He decided not to wear it while he was performing. I had to get a picture. Some more cards. More Christmas things to do. And one of the gifts the students gave me came in this tissue paper, and I just loved the paper so much I wanted to put a piece of it in here. And this is a card my mother made. We've been doing some watercolor together, and she's making these really cute cards. So I had to put that in here too. Another tag from a gift. When I look back through it, it just makes me feel so warm and so loved. This kind of turned out dark. Sometimes when you print things just on regular paper on the printer, if you don't have the right setting, they just turn out too dark. But it's okay. I can tell what it is. It's my living room that I rearranged before company came, and I've got a fire going on the TV screen. It looks all warm and cozy. This is my sister and her friend playing violin and viola duets at church. And another couple pages of reflection. And I like putting the stickers on before I write anything. Like I pretty much lay out a whole week at a time, and I get my washi tape in. Sometimes I'll do a whole month at a time, and I'll go ahead and put the stickers in first, and then I can write around them. And another week, and I had a couple extra watercolor cards I didn't use, and I kind of wanted to remember the designs I made, so I put them in here. The week of Christmas. And I made a huge to-do list here. This is like the week of Christmas. And I even ended up taping extra pages in here because I needed more room to write. And then I felt so overwhelmed by everything on this list, and it just wasn't organized very well, even though I put, the context over here. So I decided to kind of group them into projects, and I made this page, and each bubble is a project. And then as I got them done, I colored them in. So, I can color this one in because I set up the January planner. Sometimes I end up writing them twice because I forget what I wrote on here, but that's okay. And then we have more. Sometimes I'll do reflections right on the day instead of waiting till the end of the week. Some More doodles. This is just a cutout from some wrapping paper. Christmas Day. And I wrote out a prayer that I found that I used for our Christmas dinner. This is a card that I painted. And I didn't put a lot of pictures on this page, but I did take pictures, but it just seems like there wasn't really enough room to do it justice, so I just didn't put any. This is another card from the piano student family. Dad was in the hospital, but he's home now. He's doing much better. This is a family birthday party. Molly again. It's kind of dark, hard to see. Things are slowing down here. There's more space. I could do some more doodling. I just didn't get back to that yet. Another Christmas card. You know, it's okay. This is like the 30th, but it seems like I didn't get around to delivering gifts to my friends until after Christmas, and they had some for me too. And that's okay. Not everything has to happen on the 25th. Back in medieval times, that 25th was when they started Christmas, and then they had 12 days after that. So it's okay. All right, yeah, I feel like I could fill this in with doodles, but that's okay. All right, then, so we've reached the end of the month. That was December 31st. And now we have several reflections. We got reflection on that week. Then I have a reflection on the whole month. You know, what were my overall impressions? How did I feel about the whole month? And then specifically about Christmas. What went well for Christmas? What ideas do I have for next year? And then about the whole year. And I went back through my calendar and I just wrote down what were some highlights. I kind of got the order mixed up, so I had to rewrite some of the month titles, but that's okay. And then I had started doing the Fauxbonichi journaling. Maybe it was July that I started. So I was able to find more details about these months. And then I decided to make a holiday letter, which I haven't done in a long time. And doing this process of reviewing really helped me to realize, hey, a lot of good stuff happened this year, and my life is worth sharing about. So I gave myself the challenge of going back through my photos and choosing one photo for each month. I've got 12 photos here, plus a couple group photos. And then I wrote a holiday letter that talked about some highlights for each month, what was happening in the picture, and maybe a few other things, and then wishing everybody a happy new year. And it was okay that it didn't come out before Christmas. You know, that's why I called it a holiday letter. It ended up coming out on New Year's Eve. And I decided to take off the pressure of printing it and mailing it to everybody, and I just posted it on Facebook, and that was fine, and a lot of people responded, and so I think I'm going to do that again next year. Oh, this was just a cute jewelry box. It had this adorable penguin on it with this fuzzy hat that Mom gave me last year, and I had hung on to it for a whole year, and it's like, let me just take a photocopy of that, put it in here, and then I can let go of the box. And I had an extra page in here in case I needed more notes about Christmas. But then in the back here, I have a notes section that's just about anything I want it to be. So I made a list of things I wanted to do during Christmas break. I was starting to think of goals for January, so I wrote those in here. This was just a pretty thing that I put in here. Didn't end up writing anything. I started to think about some affirmations I wanted to use, some habits I wanted to improve next year. And I ended up putting some manuals in here because I never know what to do with these. I feel like I should file them, but then when I hardly ever go back to use them. You can usually find them online anyway. So I thought, why don't I just put them in here? And it's usually like the first few weeks that I need to refer to them anyway if I need help with the instructions. And it's just a record of, hey, I got a new vacuum this month, and here's the manual. And I suppose, I can always find this again if I remember when I got it. So this is a thermos that I bought. These are just notes from a YouTube video I watched, how to set systems instead of goals. So I was just writing some notes about that, what my purpose is. These are some solar lights I got. I had an idea of a houseplant log check-off thing, so I was just sketching it out in here. I got to remember to put these in my yearbook journal. These are just some adventure ideas and monthly focus ideas. I got a new webcam, so I put the manual in here. And I want to go to France to visit my son and his girlfriend. And so I put down that within 10 years, by 2034, which seems like a long time, I will have taken a trip to France to visit them. And I had these stickers, so I thought, I'm just going to put it on here and see what happens. Irondequoit rack. Oh, this is just to remind me to look up their classes to see if I want to take a exercise class. And some photo album ideas. I was thinking it might be fun to give myself a photo challenge each month. I don't know if I'll actually do it or not, but in January, take pictures of a winter wonderland. So I'm going to try doing that. I'm starting a 2025 yearbook of all the things I want to do in the year. So I'll transfer that to that yearbook for ideas. These are some financial goals I want to do in 2025. These are just some thoughts I had about my purpose, again, related to dogs. Some notes about my kiddos coming to visit. How journaling this way has changed my life. So this is something I could share with you. I am putting more thought into how I live and trying to improve with my reflections. It helps me remember things better, the power of writing things down, being able to refer back to things. It makes me want to live my life more aesthetically. So it can be pretty to put in my journal. What can I take a picture of to put in my journal? What would look pretty? It makes me want to plan more adventures. What can I write about? It makes me want to be more artistic. What doodles can I draw? It makes me appreciate what each month offers with my monthly mood boards. It makes me realize what's important to me with my mood boards and reflections. It makes me be more proactive about my month and my life. What do I want my life to look like this month? Okay, this is just another layout idea. In the end, I decided the left side should be like all the schedules, tasks, and I should reserve the right side for reflections and thoughts. Thoughts on my Christmas recitals, snowflake doodles. These are just some old notes I found that I wanted to save, so I taped them in here. What is essential? What is absolutely necessary? Extremely important, fundamental, or central to the nature of something. What's the characteristic of something? What essential means the essence of something. What is absolutely necessary in my life? That I earn income, that I teach piano lessons and do side jobs, that I eat food I need to prepare, plan, and shop for it, that I get enough rest, that I exercise my body, that I keep track of finances, that I pay taxes, that I follow Jesus, study the Word, fellowship with believers, care for family and pets, wash dishes, laundry, clean up messes, keep things organized, eliminate non-essentials, and serve others. So that kind of helps me to focus on what is most important in my life, what is essential. The rest of the stuff we can let go of. I was starting to keep track of Christmas cards I received, but I actually hardly received any in the mail, mainly because I have not sent any out in years, but that's okay. And a lot of people have switched over from doing digital Facebook or even just text, but anyway, I made a list of people I would send Christmas cards to if I got them ready early enough before Christmas. Maybe next year I will do that. Oh, here was my Christmas countdown when that calendar one didn't work for me, so I ended up making a mind map and doing it this style. Like it's tipped. That's better. All right. Oh, this was a menu plan. Since apparently in December I didn't really leave pages for a week menu plan each week, but I kind of feel like it's helpful for me because I do plan by the week for menu. So in January, I'm making sure I leave pages for the menu planning. Ideas for Christmas next year, one of our napkins, some more manuals and labels. This is an idea for Christmas next year that I could make, and a crossword puzzle that I finished. And I've got some extra pages here, some receipts. I thought I would collect some cute stamps, but I only collected one apparently. New words I am learning. I listened to A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Instead of just watching a video, I listened to the audiobook, and there were some words there that's like, what does that mean? So I started to write a list here, and I would like to get into reading more or audiobooks more and keep a list of words I'm learning and try to expand my vocabulary. And I learned misanthropic. Actually, I didn't even look these up. I was going to. Bilious, kith and kin, excribble. Is that what it says? So I still have to look those up and find out what they mean. And usually at the end of each journal, I reserve a page for journal ideas that I want to implement in the next journal. So next time I want to include weekly pages for a menu and a shopping list. I also want to include a weekly page for a habit tracker, mainly for my morning and evening routine. I found that the flow chart at the front of this one just wasn't working that well for me. And I had a few things I wanted to add to that, and I want to make it a printable so that I don't have to rewrite it every week. And then add a year's goal page to the beginning of each planner with a progress bar. instead of doing that, I'm doing a separate yearbook that I put all my year goals in. And then I'm going to try to refer to that regularly. I want to add a pen loop. Yeah, still need to do that. Add an ideal week template that would include everything I want to get done each week if it were ideal. I want to print out my piano schedule for journal reference. I want to add a social media page so I can plan out my Facebook posts. Print a reference page of doodles for journaling. Add a page for weekly routines each week. And a menu plan, we already said that. And another page for weekly routines, apparently, though. I forgot I wrote that. All right, and then also in the back, I usually have a page of I should call this my wish list instead of waiting list. But these are things I wanted to buy, and it's usually sometimes by the end of the month, they is like, oh, that's not important anymore, and so they don't forward to the next journal. But it's helpful for me to have a place to write them down, so I don't forget. And then when I have the budget for an Amazon purchase, I can look back and refer to that. And this is my index. I just for the notes section, I did put page numbers on the corners so that if I need to find something specific, like one of those manuals, I can just look back here first to see what page it's on. Now, I can't remember why I highlighted some of these in yellow. Oh, maybe those were the ones that I wanted to refer to for my yearbook or the next journal. All right. And then I just have a page here where I stick extra ends of washi tape, or if I need to test out a marker, then I can do it here. And this is just to remind me how I need to set up next month. What are the pages that I put in there? And I need to remember this is here. Ideas for the 2025 yearbook. What else do I have in here? I forgot. Oh, look at that. I wondered where this went. I need to put this in here. Let's tape it in. Yeah, I was looking for that. Okay. So, and I just made this pocket by folding over the last two pages to make it a little bit thicker. And then I just taped them with some clear tape here and put some washi tape. Oh, I did put a colored piece of paper, glued that on the back of this page so it would look nicer. All right. And that is my December Fauxbonichi journal. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.